I want to fuck Beyonce and Rihanna. We'll see which one of those things happen first.
Been a minute, motherfuckers. Welcome back, Keyboard Warriors Live, presented by KSRPress.com. $80 Fred Kirby. On a fucking, what's today? Wednesday? Remember we used to do Wednesdays all the time and shit, and then we would go on Mondays.
That used to be the normal day.
Yeah, now we just do it whenever
we have time.
Coming off UFC 305, man. Dricus Duplessis. I like to say Duplessis, but Duplessis. I don't know how you say that shit, but Dricus. He fucking went ahead and pulled that shit off again, getting his ass with the entire fight. In my opinion, getting whooped on the entire fight, and this dude just arch strengths his way to fucking finish. I don't know how he does this shit, dude. Honestly, it was wild to me to see, and I thought because Izzy has survived a handful of times on the ground with him, they'd have been fine. And so I was surprised as shit when he tapped. That shit was wild.
I mean, I think I was shocked when he tapped just because it's surprising to see Izzy lose and get finished, no matter how it happens. But honestly, as a Izzy fan watching the fight, I can't front. I was low key on fucking pins and needles the whole time. I didn't love how much he was getting touched on the feet, feeling like this is where he should be super dominant. Mm-hmm. He didn't get submitted when it hit the ground, but what round was it where he had a scare? He wasn't exactly fucking hanging out down there in peace.
Right.
Like he almost got finished that first go round. He did the right things. He got out of it. But he wasn't in a good way. Izzy's grappling is fucking better than most. It's like it's easy to trash Izzy's grappling. So he just didn't got good grappling. His grappling's fine. It's just you're at the elite level, bro. Like at the elite level, somebody like Dricus Duplessis is going to be able to fucking do that, man. And he's a fucking tank. He's a goddamn man. And he has this. I don't know. He's got such an awkward style, and I don't even necessarily mean. I do mean the way he fights and strikes and sets up his strikes and his foot movement and everything like that. But the motherfucker be looking tired. Yeah. There was a few moments where I'm like, say, Jack, he's sucking breath. Is he about to thunder strike? Next thing I know, like, he's not really tired at all. Or he gets that fucking adrenaline dump and just, hides the tiredness or whatever the case may be. But I'm always sort of thinking that he looks like he's about to hit a wall or slow down. And then he just kind of doesn't. He's got this really awkward striking style that doesn't make a lot of sense by any sort of conventional method. But again, yeah, sometimes that's what you got to love about the fight game, man, is like sometimes people doing awkward, herky-jerky shit works. Sometimes it gets you fucking thunderstruck and put to sleep. And then sometimes you have somebody like Dricus who just sort of fucking what's that cocksucker, the inflatable fucking tube man that bounces around? Yeah. That's fucking Dricus, man. His striking, he's just sort of flopping around out there, fucking throwing big things. But I'll be a son of a bitch if he's not landing. I mean, listen, you can fucking debate how he's pulling it off and say that it's sloppy and so on and so forth. The motherfucker finished Robert Whittaker, fucking had a very close fight with Sean Strickland, who all of a sudden is a world beater. I don't know exactly what the fuck. All of a sudden, Sean Strickland is a goddamn animal. And now he finishes fucking Israel Adesanya. I mean, for as sloppy and as fucked as it looks, it's goddamn effective. And there's no fucking debating that. I mean, again, these aren't little. The Sean Strickland win was debatable. Yeah. But the win over fucking Robert Whittaker and Israel Adesanya, these fucking finishes. Sloppy as it is to get there, he's finishing these fucking fights, man.
100%. And Devin took my point. What's up, Devin? Devin says, Dricus exposes Izzy's back foot game. Don't respect the feints and pressure forward with big power. When Dricus touched Izzy, he would get shook up. 100%. Izzy was having to fight off his back foot. So that shit that Dricus does, where he rushes forward, just throwing punches like that, it looks untechnical as shit. And it probably, for the most part, is. But the whole idea is to put pressure on you, make you worry about this shit, and then shoot on you. And it worked fucking perfectly.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, on paper, you would look at that and you would think, okay, so shouldn't he Anderson Silva, Forrest Griffin him? For all my older fight heads that might understand and catch that reference, when Anderson Silva put Forrest Griffin in the Matrix way back when, like Forrest, I wouldn't say. Would I say they're similar? Maybe I would say they're similar. Not quite. Forrest Griffin, I would give Dricus Duplessis a little bit more striking acumen than Forrest Griffin, but similar in that, like, sort of not super crisp, but effective. You know what I mean? And again, maybe you could get Forrest Griffin was a little bit more technical with the leg kicks and so on and so forth, but he did like to sort of charge in and would sort of muscle his way and take one to give one. Forrest Griffin, that is. But when he fought Anderson, a very good counter striker, it just, he came rushing in and Anderson backed up and fucking lit him on fire. I did think that that's how this should go.
Sure.
When Izzy came, or I'm sorry, when Dricus came rushing in sloppily, that Izzy would make him pay hard for it. But what are you gonna do? This ain't the WWE. He fucking didn't. I don't know. He did it. I think it's an easy argument to make that maybe Izzy doesn't have the power to make somebody like Dricus respect him. And I really don't know what to say about it. I thought he did. I thought he would be able to, but listen, he did it. Dricus takes some shots. It's not like Izzy didn't land on Dricus. He did. He just couldn't slow the big cocksucker down none.
You know what? And Izzy tried. He put on a lot of size for this fight. Like, he looked a lot bigger. I don't know if we watched weigh-ins or not, but at like official weigh-ins, he had a good amount of muscle added on there. And he even talked about, he was like, "Hey man, I was heavier in this fight than I've been in the past how many ever." It just got caught. But no, that was Devin says Izzy doesn't have a back foot counter punching game like Silva. He doesn't, and it'd be smart if he's able to develop that somehow, like at least close to that level, because that would serve him so well against most of this middleweight division.
Sure. That would be definitely a missing fucking element in his striking game that he would need, and it would help him out fucking insurmountably against Dricus du Plessis. But Dricus, you know what? I would fucking hate to lose a fight to Dricus. And you know why? It's not because of his condescending fucking African comments and all that horseshit.
Face, dude.
Well, not even just that. Or his fucking purposely homosexual outfits that he chooses to wear an outfit. Yeah, I know he's fucking putting it on and just trying to bait the trolls. I won't take it, Jack. I won't take it. You know what I don't like about Dricus du Plessis? He fights like if you and your big brother got into it, and you know your big brother can kick your ass. I feel like that's how he fights. He big brothers you. He just sort of wades in, eats a little bit of your bullshit, gets a hold of you, and just kind of fucking muscles you down and whops you and fucking just kind of like he gives you a big brother type ass whooping. Like if you had a big brother that was bigger than you and shit, you like, all right, come on, motherfucker. He just sort of muscles you into a corner and then just kind of works you, Jack. And he's like, again, I didn't like how much he was landing on Izzy on their feet, where you feel, again, as an Izzy fan, you're like, okay, this is where we should be doing damage. And Dricus is low key touching Izzy, and Izzy does not look like he likes it at all. A lot of power is a big equalizer, man. I mean, you could still make the argument, obviously, that Izzy's a cleaner striker, but with these little gloves on in MMA, sometimes I don't feel like it fucking matters. Like if I can clip you with a sloppy shot, but it rings your bell a little, I think that can make you just hesitant enough so that I can land some big shots on you.
And Dricus, every time he throws a punch, he's trying to leave a dent. That dude's fucking strong. That dude's strong. CKB strength and conditioning. He can get Izzy in there. Here's an interesting question, because I hadn't thought about this matchup whatsoever, because we're nowhere near this matchup, to be honest. How do y'all think the grappling exchange will go between Dricus and Hamzat? Sorry, Jesus. Why would I say Hamzat?
That's a good question. Look, general consensus says the first round or two, Hamzat would get the better of things. I think. I don't know. He seems explosive, but Dricus is a big cocksucker. And truthfully, my question with Hamzat, which in my opinion still doesn't really get answered, even with a fight against Robert Whitaker, is how does Hamzat do, especially in the grappling department, against a big 85er? Again, some of y'all younger heathens might not remember, Robert Whitaker fought at 170 for a while. That's why it was so hard for me to take him seriously as an 85er. He's one of these cats that lost at 70, shot up to 85, and fucked around and went on a fucking run and took the belt and everything. But he's not a huge man. Dricus is a huge man for 85. So I would assume that Hamzat reminds me of a prime BJ Penn. And what I mean by that is, in the first round, I don't know many people that are doing anything with Hamzat. At least grappling-wise, anybody can get thunderstruck. But, like, if you're in his weight division and you grapple Hamzat in that first round, it feels like he's going to be on you like white on rice. The problem with that is, just like my favorite fighter of all time, BJ Penn, this ain't no video game. And Hamzat does get tired because you can't The reason why BJ and Hamzat were almost unfucking touchable in their prime in that first round is because they fucking put the pedal to the metal. They're fucking, and they're probably going to finish you. But if they don't, and if you do survive to that third or fourth round, things get real fucking interesting. Although Dricus is fucking big too. I don't know if Hamzat could even fucking necessarily ragdoll him in the first round. Although maybe.
He might want to keep it on the feet for a little bit, try and hurt Dricus. We'll see. That'd be interesting. But the fight that was supposed to get next is Sean Strickland. And I know everyone's like, oh, this is a rematch Sean Strickland, whatever. It was a close fight. He was already told by Dana White he's gonna be next. I think my favorite part about Sean Strickland, fucking Devin, Dricus is the best, worst fighter ever. Oh my god, that's so goddamn accurate.
That's a good sort of That's a good sort of, because I mean everything about him screams like terrible bad fighter.
Yeah. Take a breath, big dog.
But the fucker keeps winning.
For real.
The proof is in the pudding, as old fucking Floyd would say.
That's just so funny. The best worst fighter ever. I think my favorite part about the Sean Strickland rematch has nothing to do with the fight. I want to see Sean Strickland do media day in fucking South Africa. I can't wait for that shit.
Okay. Sidebar. This whole fucking and I know, like, I fucking realize why people are reluctant to talk about it and write articles about it. Let me tell you something, Jack. Tiki Goshen don't mean shit to Daddy Fred. Tiki Goshen can suck my dick. Him, all of his fucking goddamn connections and all that bullshit. I don't give a fuck. Now, I'm also not here to fucking slander anybody and say that I know anything about anything. I don't know shit about nothing. Let me start this whole fucking thing off by saying I'm not accusing nobody of shit. Jokes are jokes. Kiss my ass. That being said, what do you think about all this fucking shit with Sean Strickland, these fucking broads, Tiki Goshen? Apparently he's a fucking real creature, which, again, knowing nothing of the situation, I'm slightly inclined to believe going through the door, and again, having nothing to do with Tiki, just that this is MMA. And if I found out that any of these fucking guys was a bit of a creature, I'd be like, yeah, fuck any of us. Like, we're fucking, this is the world in which one of those type of animals would probably fucking exist, just to be a little logically fair here.
Yeah. So, all right, just to back up, if anyone has seen Tiki, I just call him Tiki Goshen, I think is his last name.
Goshen, I think.
Goshen, yeah. Tiki, anyway, Tiki's a manager. He fought in the UFC.
Yeah, former fighter.
Manager now. Yeah, he's got a lot of connections. He's deep in, all right? We know this. Sean Strickland put out a tweet that said he knew about a manager, this and that was, doing stuff to kids and whatnot, or did something with a kid. And so he puts it out there, takes it down like 3 or 4 hours later, and then puts up a video like chastising the media for not writing an article about it, saying like, I left it up for 3 or 4 hours, no one wrote anything about it. Bro, I saw your tweet, dog. I tried to find actual evidence to be able to write an article. I cannot write an article that says Sean Strickland gives secondhand information about maybe something that happened to somebody, but nobody has names and no one has proof and no one has evidence. So I was irritated with Sean Strickland kind of trying to shit on the media about that. Like, no, motherfucker, that's not how that works. You need to understand. If you don't give me evidence, I ain't writing a goddamn thing off of your hearsay.
Right. Then you fuck around and get sued fucking with Sean Strickland.
Exactly, right? So I immediately was like, all right, cool. As soon as Sean puts up some legit, like some evidence I can actually work with and I can actually track and research and look into, great, we'll do that. Not a fucking peep in the last like 3 days. It's like that shit just went away. That all being said, nothing surprises me in this game no more, dog.
Right.
I don't know if you heard about the Casey Kenny shit that just happened.
I didn't.
So Casey Kenny, UFC bantamweight, hasn't fought since 2021, so I don't even know how fucking if he's even part of the roster anymore.
Right.
But in my backyard in Phoenix, a couple weeks ago, in June, he had an incident with a girl, with a girlfriend, drags her by the hair in his house, whatever. There was some fucking bullshit. That happens. It goes away, whatever. Cops got called to his house. Then in July, like late July, they had broken up. Okay. And they had broken up, but apparently he had done some damage to her vehicle. So he had offered to pay for it. This is also the police report, kshotpress.com. I did an entire write-up on this. If you want more details than everyone else is given, go to that. Because I talked to the cops on the phone. I fucking got emails. I got documents. I got all this kind of shit to write up a fucking story. And I'm going to keep on this shit till it's done. But anyway, so he calls her. He goes, hey, you know, I'm willing to pay for the damage in the car, yada yada, whatever. Come on over. And she's like, hey, I'm out with my girls right now. I'll come by tonight. She shows up at like 11 at night to his house, goes in there, and he's like, hey man, how you want you you know, come on in and stay here, you know, let's just talk, whatever. I want to get back together. And she's like, nah. What ensued was 13 hours of him allegedly keeping her in the house and allegedly assaulting her. And now he's been her dude, you know, the rest of the story, KSIPress.com, go check it out because it gets fucking crazy at the end. But we're at the point now where he got arrested on the 16th at like midnight by the fugitive task force, whatever they call him here in Phoenix. And now he's facing 6 counts. There's a felony kidnapping, felony assault, disorderly conduct. And as far as I know, he should still be held. I'm pretty sure he's still being held in jail with a conference call tomorrow and a preliminary hearing on the 26th. So that just came out of fucking nowhere, sort of like story, right? And the only reason we even heard about it is because her mom put it on fucking Instagram, right? Her mom put it on Instagram, MMA matchmaker, something or other on Twitter. I'm sorry, but I forgot your handle. But he put it out, started putting it out. This other guy, something Torres, started putting it out. And I got interested because I was in my backyard. I got to find out about this shit. So I hit up I hit up the info officer here, and it turns out, yeah, something fucking happened. So we started working the story. So anyway, all that to say, none of that shit surprises me. If it turns out this dude is actually did some shit with an 11-year-old, like Sean says, damn. But Tiki already came out and said he's going to sue Sean. He'll sue him, or someone say he'll sue him, or whatever. So I'm like, all right, look,
we'll see.
If you sue him, you know we're going to discovery. You know we're going to find out some shit about you too.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. If you really did it, then you really can sue.
You need to sue,
and we'll see. If you don't, and your funny ass gets taken to court, we'll see.
I'm saying so. I mean, either way, Sean putting it out in the light like that, it should trigger something to happen. He's either going to get sued and come to find out that dude didn't do shit, or he's going to get, people are going to put pressure on this guy, and it's going to come out that he did some shit.
I'll tell you what, if it does come out and Sean was right about this, and these, because I heard there were some other girls too, or like other people, supposedly there's other people who are coming up. So if it comes out that this was accurate, boy, Sean Strickland's done a heel turn, hasn't he? You talk about a cocksucker turning into Superman. That motherfucker will come out that goddamn American flag. Old Trump himself might walk Sean Strickland to the cage if he fights Drickus.
So I'm scrolling back on his feed. The last time he tweeted about Tiki was August 14th. So that's 7 days ago.
And maybe he's waiting. Maybe he's realizing too that like you can only talk so much before you do have to put up something or shut up, or you will get your ass in trouble.
Right. So his last tweet was the worst things Tiki could do. The worst things he could do is sue me. I will show a lawyer the messages, the girls, the father. They will all have to give a statement in discovery. Exactly. And it will be forced public. I think he best thing he's trying to say the best thing, but the best thing is trying to hide out until the next news cycle. I ain't letting it die. So if he's sure about what he's doing, definitely don't let it die, Sean. Let it keep that shit going. You know what I mean? Like, even the UFC can't come up to you and be like, "Hey, man, you'll cut that shit out." No, that's not going to happen.
They're not going to want to. And they're not going to want to. They're not going to. They're not.
They don't want that look.
Well, right. The last thing they want to do is think they're protecting a fucking pedophile. What the fuck? Like, if there gets to be any smoke with that, they're going to be like, Tiki, I don't think so, Jack. You better start giving your customers to somebody.
Yeah, for real. Ali's going to be jumping on that shit quick.
For real. What the fuck?
Let's see.
How do we feel? Scale of 1 to 10. And don't bullshit me either. Scale of 1 to 10. How excited are you for the Sean Strickland fucking Drickus Duplessis rematch? It fucking sucks, does it not? Am I?
I'm not excited.
I don't know. I don't really know why I'm not. The first fight was a good fight. Sean Strickland's got me excited these days. I know he's going to make it fun. Drickus is a tough outing. He's a good champion. I don't know why. I really don't give a fuck. Like, they're going to do this fight. It should happen. I'm fine with it. But it's a fucking 7 for me. I'm excited to see Sean shoot his mouth off a little bit and stuff. But like, I don't know. I'm just not that excited for the rematch, to be fair. I think it's the right fight to make. Sean deserves it and stuff, but You know, 1 to 10, I'm at a reluctant fucking 7 as far as excitement going into the fight goes, all things being equal.
Yeah. Who the fuck? Slap Jesus and MMA Joey have a I don't know who the fuck either one of those guys are. Sorry, pal. Sub anyway, but I don't know who that is. Anyway, so as far as that, appreciate it, Ryan. As far as this fight goes, Colostrum says, I'd rather see the winner of Imavov and Allen fight Dricus. So Imavov and Brendan Allen are gonna fight in Paris in a couple weeks, 2, 3, 4 weeks. No, it's after UFC 306. So anyway, did you see Brendan Allen and fucking Marvin Vettori get into it?
Yeah,
dude.
that was fun.
It was the funny thing. The thing that made me laugh was Dana White saying that was probably fight of the night at PFL. They asked everybody. He goes, "That was probably fight of the night, huh?" Shit, boy. No one's pettier than Uncle Dana.
I like Uncle Dana. I ain't gonna bullshit you. He's out of his fucking mind with this slap box shit or the slap fight, whatever the fuck shit. But I like Uncle Dana.
Have you seen? So all right. So Dana White Contender Series happened last night. And it's the first time we get to talk to Dana since
the Scrum.
Yeah, it's been a minute. He didn't go to.
I fuck with Dana. I consume Dana's content. So yeah, I've watched the Scrub or the Scrum rather. Sorry.
He didn't go to Australia at all. He just ended up staying. I think went to New York instead or something. Which whatever. It's your pay per view, dog. Well, but he said something like what did he say? He said, "Fuck me." First on the Ben Allen thing, he was like, "Oh yeah, it's probably fight of the night." And then he said, "Oh, he fucking I don't know where he came from with this shit. I don't know where he started saying like they basically. I don't know if you remember like a fucking year or two ago, he came out mad as shit at the media saying I'm gonna put out because we were telling him don't do power slap or no we were telling him or not we but the media in his eyes I wasn't saying shit. Most of the MMA media that I know didn't say shit. The mainstream media, the Foxes and the CNNs and all that shit, those fuckers were saying all this shit of oh no you shouldn't do." You should have put on events during COVID. This dude put out like a mixtape to like make everyone all the nations look stupid. I shit you not. I was sitting there comfy as hell watching this fucking this like Kendrick Lamar-ish like wannabe slapback. And I'm sitting there comfortable as fuck knowing me and none of my guys said shit. And I'm watching a bunch of my colleagues on there saying like, oh yeah, they shouldn't do that. I'm like, oh shit. I'm texting these guys like, bro, you made the mixtape. It was the funny shit. But he came out and said that he's gonna put something together for all the people that say John Jones isn't the best of all time. It's the weirdest. We know, we get it. I think what he's trying to do is defend that fight with Stipe. So that goes on to our next, I guess, topic. Are you on this on the whole he should fight Tom Aspinall now train, or do you want to see him go finish up the greatest heavyweight in UFC history, become the greatest heavyweight in UFC history, and then fight Tom, or do you think you just fuck this fight, get right to Tom?
Listen, all things being equal, excuse me, I would say make the Tom fight now.
Right.
Just because I think that's the fight that everybody wants to see. Everybody's already counting Stipe out. People are counting Stipe out to the degree that I would almost not like taking the fight as John because everybody just assumes he's going to win. And these are the fights that John usually doesn't do well in, to be fair. Honestly, I'm telling you, I think John would perform better against Tom Aspinall than he will against Stipe Miocic. Even if he beats Stipe, he would perform better against Tom Aspinall because I'm getting a little in the weeds here, but as far as, again, it's a fucking stupid, silly debate. If you're talking about pound for pound right now, sure, it's hard to fucking include John Jones because he hasn't been competing. He's fought one time in the last 4 years, so on and so forth, whatever. That being said, it's hard to debate that he's the fucking GOAT, period. If you put schedule, strength of competition, careers, fucking Fedor, I don't care what fucking rabbit you pull out of what hat, other than the picogram horse shit, John Jones is the fucking GOAT. So, look, if I had a magic wand, I would have him fight Tom Aspinall first because what are we doing with the Stipe thing? And look, I don't think Stipe is going to beat John, but I think the idea that your common everyday fan is like, Stipe's an old man. He fought 4 years ago and got knocked out. Maybe he is old. Maybe he's fucking not, and he still hits like a fucking dump truck. We don't really know. I mean, to be fair here, we don't really know how dangerous Stipe is going to look. He could look old as fuck and washed. He could come out and fuck around and put one on John. We don't really know. So, for all me, if I was his manager and I could get out of the Stipe fight, why take a risk against a fight that nobody's going to give you any credit for? It's almost as bad, dare I say, as Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. If John Jones comes out and steamrolls Stipe, everybody is just going to say, well, that's just because, will Stipe ever fight again? No. Imagine that. It was his last fight ever, so that's why John did that to him. So it's sort of like a no-win for John. All of that being said, I do think that John Jones is the fucking living, breathing, cocksucking GOAT. And if he, for whatever reason, wants this fight, maybe subconsciously, and listen, maybe this is an angle that nobody's even thought about, and maybe John doesn't want to say it out loud because, quite frankly, he's the GOAT and he don't got to explain himself to all you fucking cunts. But maybe, just maybe now, his plan, and maybe this is just me being a John Jones fanboy, but maybe his fucking plan is, I'm going to fight Tom Aspinall. But, and hear me out, to be fair here, John Jones is nothing if not methodical. Say what you will about him, but when it comes to his fight game, his career in the cage, he's one of the more thought-out fighters we've ever seen, albeit his move to heavyweight. A lot of people jumped to that gate quick, Jack. It took John a long time. Let me tell you something. When he stepped in that cage, again, you can make all the fucking shit up you want about Cyril Gane. John looked real fucking good at heavyweight when he finally came to heavyweight. He took it fucking seriously, and he came in fucking looking fantastic. What if John's like, I'm going to fight you, Tom, but I do realize that I have been inactive, and I need a tune-up. And Stipe don't know it yet, but what he's going to do is he's going to act as a tune-up. We're going to get in there. We're going to move around. I'm going to flex my muscles a little. I'm going to finish him because he's old as dirt. Then I'm going to give you what you want, Tommy, and I'm going to call you out, and I'm going to fight you in my last fight of my career, and you're going to get what you want. But I'm going to get this little, let me get my little, you know what I'm saying? I ain't fought in a long time. I've been hurting shit. Let me get in here. Yeah, of course Stipe's old. Of course I'm going to watch this old motherfucker. But damn, they do it in boxing all the time. Can the GOAT get a gimme on his way to, and listen, if he does it, let's just say hypothetically, he steamrolls Stipe. First thing he says, all right, Tom, you got your wish, homeboy. I'll see you at the end of the year, so on and so forth. Can anybody deny that John will be taking, as far as last fights in your career go, if he fights Tom Aspinall for his last fight, it's got to be one of the absolute hardest last fights that anybody could have ever had. Like for your last fight on the way out the door,
not only that, it's a massive fight.
Who fights the guy on their last fight? By the time Anderson, by the time all of our heroes are on their last fight, they're well removed from this.
Way past.
They're nowhere near. By the time Anderson had his last fight, you wouldn't have even put him in the cage with fucking Drickus or any of these characters. You know what I'm saying? The fact that John could potentially line up and fight Tom at the end is and now again, I'm not saying that's his big fucking master plan either, but I wouldn't be surprised if it is.
That'd be exactly. Just play mind games with him for not getting him all fucking riled up.
Well, listen, and before I lost my train of thought earlier with this whole maybe. It's John's fucking choice. That's what I meant to say. He's the fucking GOAT. If he wants to fight Stipe, look, would I rather him fight Tom? Sure. I tell you what, fucking cocksucking crybaby MMA fans drive me fucking crazy. I swear to fucking God. It's fucking ridiculous. Now listen, if John fights Stipe and he wins and then he doesn't fight Tom, then we can revisit this discussion and we can start giving John a little shit. Until then, shut the fuck up. If John wants to fight Stipe for whatever fucking reason, has he not earned the right? Has he not fucking earned the right to call one of his goddamn shots? John fought them all, son. And fuck all. Listen, all bullshit aside, if you actually think that John Jones was afraid of Francis Ngannou, like, again, for all the people out there like, oh, Stipe's old. Bro, Stipe beat Francis's ass. And let's keep it a bean. That wasn't 20 years ago. That wasn't that long. What was that? 5 years ago?
5.
6? When Stipe and Francis fought the first time? Like, we're not talking about.
Let me find out.
This wasn't in the late 90s or fucking 2004. I mean, it was
Right.
a while ago. They Stipe's grown a lot since then, but let's just keep things in perspective. This idea that John's like, bro, if Stipe could have done that to Francis, I think John could have done that to Francis, to where I don't think John was afraid to take that fight, guys. Let's be real fucking clear about it.
6 years ago. Sorry, the first time was 6 years ago. The second time,
right. That's what I'm talking about, though. That's what I'm talking about. That's when Stipe beat Francis's ass. He fucking out wrestled him and threw him a beating. Got him tired as fucking beat the piss out of him that fight. Like, that's, if I'm not mistaken, after that fight is where Francis came in and laid a huge egg against Derek Lewis. Now, I might be wrong about that, but I think Stipe thumped his ass so hard that it took him a fight or two to even fucking figure out how to get back in the cage, Jack.
It was bad, yeah. Yeah. All right. Real quick, because I like what Daniel said about it. He says, because he made a good point. Jones, because the Jones layoff, the Stipe fight has expired. It expired anyway, but layoff made it worse. Right. So canceling it the first time and then extending it. So now, again, it was an injury. There's nothing you could do about that. Right. And it'd be kind of a dick move to tell Stipe, I'm like, hey, Stipe, you're out, dude. Put Tom in. We don't want you anymore. And after you promised Stipe that bag and shit, it was, especially with all, as long as he's been in the UFC, he's 20-4 as a record. It's not a terrible record. Is he past his prime? Way past his prime. But I mean, as far as we can tell. But yeah, I think it was just too much for for Dana to be like, nah, you're not getting that. We're not gonna give you that payday, because Steve is gonna get paid off of this and then right up to the sunset, be fucking comfy the rest of his life. So yeah. What's up, Phil?
Let me tell you another thing. While I'm fucking on the ranting, for all the crybabies out there, all the fucking I don't even know what his fucking first name is. Ankalaev, what's his name? Who?
Magomed?
Alkali, the 205 cat.
Yeah, Magomed Ankalaev.
She's getting the title shot to me. And newsflash, baby. Maybe some of y'all ain't heard about a character named John Fitch. Go look him up in your history book and see how long it took Johnny Fitch to fight. That's what happened when you're boring. When the big guy gives you a fight and he says, fight for a title, and you lay a fucking stinker on his doorstep, they put you to the back of the line. Listen, if Ankalaev wants a title shot this millennium, I suggest he goes out and finishes Radic, whatever the fuck his fucking. Finish him impressively. Now, listen, you probably get the fight regardless, but I can tell you something. Don't play with Dana. Don't come out and lay on that fucking boy for 5 rounds, or somebody fucking Poatan will be fighting Dricus Duplessis or some shit. Like, don't be boring, bro. And all the MMA fans, the MMA fans bug me so much because you can't win for losing. If you make the Ankalaev fight, everybody comes out and goes, oh my God, it's going to be such a boring stylistic matchup. We just know he's going to take him down. And then, God forbid you try to give the pricks what they want. You give them Khalil Roundtree. This will be a great fight. And let me also make no mistake about it. All you fucking newbie idiots that are going to be like, Khalil's going to get killed because my MMA math says that XYZ. Let me tell you something about your MMA math, Jack. It don't mean fuck all. It don't mean fuck. If in that first round, Khalil Roundtree knocks Poatan the fuck out with a spinning elbow, do not be fucking surprised one fucking bit. Do not, when you're talking about guys that big that can strike like that, do not be surprised if Khalil Roundtree knocks Poatan the fuck out in that first round. I'm not saying I think it's likely, but do not be surprised if it happens. And that's why he's got this fucking fight. Ankalaev has laid a couple stinky eggs. And to be fair, before the stinky fight with fucking, was it Jan?
Blachowicz, it went to a fucking draw.
Yeah, a fucking draw. Who the fuck fights to a draw anymore? When's the last time you seen a draw? And then you know what a draw means? Your fight fucking sucked. When's the last time you seen? Here's a better question. When's the last time you seen a real entertaining draw?
Yeah,
a fucking action-packed draw.
Yeah.
Fucking. That's why he didn't get the fight. You little crybabies. Fucking buddy, you got to put on exciting fights. You got to put asses in seats.
Yeah. Shout out Sean Bitter, MMA Wizard. If you guys want to know the best scout on MMA talent that you've never fucking heard about, ever, hit him, my boy. MMA Wizard on all the socials. All right, like seriously, like Sean will write these articles out of some like the next name coming out of this place, and he fucking nails it like another fucking killer coming out of wherever. So Sean Bitter, honestly, one of my favorite. I read all his articles. I never tell him, so I read all your shit, bro, every time. And I know I can see it because we edit and everything, but I read all his shit. He's a fucking genius and one of the best scouts, and has a baller ass pick'em game. Hit him up on Twitter if you want in on that.
And a side note for the gamblers out there, that's where you make your money at. You follow one of these pricks that knows something about these up and comers, because that's the closest thing you get to a sure thing in MMA. Sure. Once you get to the main event and the co-main event, I don't give a fuck what nobody like me, you, fucking Luke Thomas, Ariel the fuck Kawani. I don't give a shit what anybody tells you they know about anything. When you get to the championship level in the UFC, all bets are off. I've been watching fights long enough to know that nobody knows shit. Don't nobody know a goddamn fucking thing. Like you, there's no fucking way to tell anything at that level. But the up and comers, the guys that everybody else knows how good they are, they're gonna smash their first UFC opponent. The first probably 2 or 3 guys. Like, you know, if you knew who the fuck Hamzat was, you knew that first guy was getting fucked for sure.
Look, I always hype up my team and everything. In case you're present, I do believe I have the best team, or we have the best team anywhere. But if I make Mater and Sean Shelby, I'm calling Sean. I was like, I need you on my team, bro. 100%. It's just, and I'm not even kissing your ass here, Sean. Straight up. That's how much I believe in your work, bro. You good shit. All right. We got 1 minute left. Let's talk about this weekend very quickly. No, real quick. Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. Why are we still doing this?
Yeah.
The fuck are we doing, dude?
At this point, it is. Again, I feel like it's sort of a no-win for Jake at this point.
Oh, he's not winning anything.
You know,
even if he wins, he ain't winning.
Right. Well, that's what I mean. You know, we're all looking at Mike as the old guy. Even the drama feels so contrived. Like Mike's like, "Come on, you want to fight?" Like, it's fucking sad when Mike Tyson feels like he's contriving drama, man. You know, and look, you know, but whatever. I guess if they're whatever, man, they're going to get a bag. It's going to be awkward if Jake knocks Mike out, though, because we are going to have this moment of, I don't know, like, what are we doing here? Again, like, I get it with Jake Paul a little bit. He's becoming the villain. He was antagonizing New York. If he knocks out fucking Mike Tyson, people are definitely going to fucking hate the guy. Which, dude. I mean, listen, Floyd Mayweather figured that out a long time ago. The best way to get people to really fucking pay and care is to make them fucking hate you. So, I mean, I don't know. On one hand, I don't know whether you're like fucking Hitler, this guy. I don't know whether he's a fucking genius or a fucking massive, gaping, fucking wide hole cunt. I don't know. He's going to make a fuck ton of money beating up an old man who used to be a warrior. Make what you will of it. And look, the problem is, I'd like to give the fucking cunt a little bit of credit. Outboxing Mike Perry is not nothing. It might not be fucking outboxing Canelo, but it's not nothing, man. It's such a torn thing with Jake Paul. I'd like to root for the prick, man, but I hate that he's going to box Mike Tyson. You know, the Nate Diaz fight, fun fight. You won a boxing match against Nate. That's not nothing. Fuck, dude, you finished Mike Perry boxing him. Might not have been bare knuckle, but bro, that's not nothing. But now it just feels like a very unnecessary sort of stop on to whatever's next for Jake. And I guess again, if Mike Tyson will make $20 million for all the fucking harm it'll do him, as long as he don't kill Mike, go after it. But like, don't expect me to give a fuck.
Right, 100%. No, in terms of that, like Tyson talking shit to him, I was just like, oh man, because no matter what Mike Tyson says, like you look stupid to say anything back, and then he got, Jake got shook by the crowd booing him. He was like, "Fuck you, New York, fuck you, Democratic State," all this shit. I'm like, oh, Jake lost his cool. Jake lost his cool. Look, I don't give a fuck who you are. You do that shit, even if it's a 6-year-old Mike Tyson, you get into the ring fighting emotionally, you don't fuck around and get caught. Now talk about a lose straight up.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So like, I don't know. I don't think it's a great fight for Jake, other than the fact that he's gonna make a fuck ton of money. But it's like, again, if you knock him out, you win. If he knocks you out, God forbid, that's probably the end of that career.
They'll find a way to spin it, dude. I forgot the guy that works for the UFC. That guy's a genius at spinning fucking storylines. he's gonna make it like, oh, what was Mike Tyson? And they're gonna be like, they're gonna forget the little tiny little asterisk line under that fucking statement of 60-year-old Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah,
is what it is. All right. Excuse me. Very quickly, let's talk about this weekend UFC fight now. It's UFC Vegas 796. Christ, we have 96 of these fucking things.
Is there a fight this weekend?
There's a fight this weekend. So main event, Jack Kinnear, Kyle Ohio, Angela Hill against Tapazarici. The Ultimate Fighter finale is Ryan Lauder against Robert Valentin. Danny Vreeland, top turtle MMA for Cage Side Press, actually spoke with Robert Valentin recently.
Wow.
And that's a good talk about.
How the mighty have fallen, that this is a fucking tough finale. And I mean, I know I'm just a piece of shit casual. I had no idea that that's even like this used to mean something back in the day, Jack.
Way back in the day.
I don't know the fuck these characters are.
I hope this is the last one. I'm done with Ultimate Fight. I hope just go Dana White Contender Series. That works way better. 1 out of fights. We don't got to watch a bunch of bullshit reality TV garbage because you want to be MTV. What was that old show? Fucking Real World or whatever it was.
You
don't need that no more.
I'm surprised that it's taken them this long because the UFC is usually really good with this sort of thing.
Sure.
Bro, look, there was a time, bro, I ain't afraid to admit it, Jack. I used to watch The Real World. There was a time where that like reality television was popular and it was new and it was interesting and you had these real fights. There was a time where there was a reason why that was so popular.
Mm-hmm.
My guy, to say that reality television has fucking jumped the shark is a fucking understatement. Nobody, who the fuck watches reality television anymore except for like fucking 80-year-old women? I don't know nobody that watches any sort of reality television anymore. Like it's like a dead medium almost. Like my kids watch like Big Brother and Big Brother from the fucking other room or whatever the fuck. Like, but in general, reality television is nowhere near the peak that it was. So yes, bro, get rid of the Ultimate Fighter. Nobody wants to watch reality television anymore. To your point, on the fucking contrary, the Contender Series is perfect. We get just enough backstory to give a fuck, straight into the fights. What we're all here for anyways. Nobody wants to see these fucking assholes living in a house together anymore. That's such a fucking played out concept. It was played out fucking 10 years ago.
That I was done with it during the Ronda Tate series.
Literally, bro.
I was done with that. I was
like, keeping the bean, dog, since Kimbo season. God rest the dead. Since season 10, the heavyweights, it's been on fucking shaky ground at best. Now, them first 10 seasons were monsters, though. They were monsters. But it was after that, it just fucking was.
And not to mention, once you brought in Dana White Contender Series, we stopped giving a shit about Ultimate Fighter. Because you know what I did now? Well, Ultimate Fighter, I skipped the entire episode. I know people that watch the entire thing anyway. I'm like, hey, send me a quick text when the fight start, because that's what I'm going to watch.
Right.
And that's what we do.
Yeah.
Sean with a great point here. To be fair, the Ultimate Fighter was solid this year. Marion Santos and Robert Valentin are going to be fun roster spots added. He's already calling winners, bro.
See, listen,
Sean knows this shit.
That's the problem. Now we got two guys that are worth a damn that nobody fucking knows about because we all stopped watching The Ultimate Fighter.
That's true.
8 fucking years ago. I mean, honestly, nobody fucking watches, like, I'm be fucking addicted to nobody that did watch the fucking show, but like, this show, the Ultimate Fighter reality show has, again, it's been just the reality show concept has been played out for a very long time. It's, again, the UFC is usually on sort of the cutting edge of this shit. Somebody should have told them a long time ago, bruh, ditch that reality shit. I don't know why they're hanging on to it, especially when they have a show like fucking Dana White's Contender Series. That's exactly what we want. We don't want that reality portion of it no fucking more.
Exactly. No, I hear you, man. Sorry, I saw a tweet that I'm hoping is bullshit. Not hoping, but I'm thinking it's bullshit. Hang on. Okay, no, we're good. All right. Now, so Mayweather, Gotti are gonna rematch again for whatever fucking reason. And I saw someone put 50-1. I'm like, was that fight tonight? There's no fucking way, but it wasn't. It wasn't. Y'all were fucking tripping me out there, Rex Chapman. All right,
buddy. Who would even give 50-1 getting beat? And then what? Who was it? Fucking John Gotti's great Graham fucking son beat Floyd when he was 58. I fucking hate this shit sometimes. Who the fuck is tuning in to watch Floyd Mayweather box John Gotti's fucking great-great-grandson. Like,
Connor.
some people are real degenerate fight fans, aren't they? I used to think I was a degenerate. Boy, some of y'all need to go get introduced to drugs and pussy. Good Lord Almighty, go do something better. Like, if you're watching fucking John Gotti, whoever the fuck fight fucking Floyd Mayweather, you are fucked.
Yeah. Solid idea. Bring back the fights to get in the house. I remember that. Also, make the season shorter by doing 2 fights an episode so it's less filler. That would be all right. I'd be good with that.
Mad at that. Yeah, we'll be terribly mad.
Good idea, Sean. All right. Other fights in this card very quickly. Neil Magny, Michael Morales, a huge step up in my opinion for Morales, but he's been kicking ass anyway. And then Gerald Mearshart versus Mr. Bazian, Dennis Bazukia, Zachary Reese, Borshev's on this card. I love Borshev because he's a funny guy. If he wins, he does the fucking dance. But anyway, GM3 real quick on GM3. Dylan Rush actually spoke to him. That interview just went up on YouTube like an hour ago. Teammate and friend of Brendan Allen, and Dylan asked him, and actually asked him immediately too. And he did the same answer, but Dylan asked him about, hey, what do you think about Brendan Allen? You know, your teammate Brendan Allen fighting Marvin Vittori at the casino, and Mearshart goes, what are you talking about? I didn't see no Brendan Allen anywhere. And then immediately he goes, no, I don't know what you're talking about. They were at my house. We were like hanging out, watching stuff on TV. Yeah, like that's a good friend. Fuck all that. That's a good friend and good teammate. All right, y'all. Also, Dan Hooker, real quick. Dan Hooker on his massive win over Gamrot. You know, people were saying like judges this and that. Hell no, that was a great fucking win for Dan Hooker. And now he's number 5. So we'll see what happens. People are throwing around the Charles Oliveira fight. I'm okay with that. But
I think that fight sounds great. I think that's awesome. That's kind of the perfect fight. Well, fuck it. It is a good fight for Dan Hooker, actually. I was going to say not a great stylistic matchup for Dan Hooker, but to be fair, Charles Oliveira's a bad cocksucker's a buzzsaw. He's kind of not a great matchup for anybody, to be fair. So, that's a fucking great fight. Perfect fight. And will be very aesthetically pleasing. Like, there's no way that fight sucks at all.
It's going to be violence and blood everywhere, okay? So please make that fight. All right, y'all. I'm sure there's a million of things we could talk about. We're out of time. We'll catch you guys next time on this one. Hopefully we can make it more consistent and everything, but you know what happens. Life happens, folks. So shout out to everyone tuned in. Sean Bitter, again, follow this man, MMA Wizard, on everything. Phil, follow Phil on everything. Daniel, appreciate you. Ryan, I just realized you called me MMA Joey. That's a dick thing to do, bro. I'm not MMA Joey. I've seen so many people dunk on that dude online, and I still don't know why they hate him. But leave me out of that shit. Like, y'all gonna make me shave my beard and shit. Colostrum, appreciate you. Devin T, appreciate the follow. Hit you back in a minute. And it's gonna do it for us. Fred Kirby's at Gen City Jesus. I'm at Eli32 at KSR Press on everything. KSRPress.com for all your coverage. We'll be back I'll be back on Saturday, main card, Fight Companion. We'll catch you guys on that night. For myself, Fred Kirby, the entire team, love you guys. Have a good night and good night, Wilshire.